we can still look at this clip, which was created by a professor of geography in Miami University in 1949. This clip is informed by the fact that it is telling me about timelines, first of all. 1949 is quite a long time ago. It's about close to 8 decades ago. People who were born in 1949 are almost now octogenarians. But what surprises me is that this video clip actually tells me that there's been a lot going on in other parts of the world that only professors and teachers would be able to know. And that brings me to my second point, that what is the role of a professor? What's the role of a teacher? Beyond dissemination of knowledge, I think it's also to score for materials which were stored earlier. So a storehouse of knowledge is a treasure trove of professors and teachers in their daily, what we call daily duties, their daily vocation. Third point is, I like the geographical terms here. I don't think I did geography for no reason. Terms like north, east, west, northeast, northeast. Combine this with mathematics, where we had bearings and navigation being taught as early as Form 1. This matter becomes more palpable to understand. So when you combine all these and then you put in other agricultural aspects to this clip, then the matter can be fortified further. Fourth point is the scientific knowledge within this is scanty, but not unimportant, because you have to apply that farm power and machinery as displayed here will require some engineering. You see a lot of machinery in this clip where the professor is narrating about how the Central Valley of California has transformed or had transformed by 1949 into a seriously agricultural zone which spanned off a lot of industries, including those manufacturing the same machinery and tools. So the scientific aspect here is also captured, but that is subtly, you have to infer by yourself. So we'll continue with this one, but only for a certain period, because it is not as long, by the way. So let's just go into this. I want to get the vocabulary, tributaries, deltas of rivers, what else can we talk about? Ranges, water coming from mountain ranges to fill up water channels, canals being built, but I'm interested in the natural geographical terminologies, which of course you had captured in the earlier sending. So let's just see if there's any more of such vocabulary as we move on with this.
Flows from the northern end of the Great Valley to the Delta land east of San Francisco. And the San Joaquin drains the southern end of the Great Valley, flowing northward to the Delta and the Bay. Now we see that the valley is high at the north and south ends and slopes to nearly sea level where the two rivers meet. In the days of the early settlers, cattle were raised in the northern part of the Great Valley. In the long, hot summers, they could be driven up into the green meadows of the nearby mountains. But some areas in the Sacramento Valley were so dry that only sheep could be grazed profitably. Far to the south in the San Joaquin Valley, there was so little rainfall that millions of acres were wasteland. Only a handful of settlers tried to make this forbidding land support them. And these men in the San Joaquin Valley envied the farmers who took up land 400 miles to the north. Because most of the northern part of the Great Valley had enough water for wheat, corn, and vegetables, the farms of this part of the valley were prosperous. The wealth of this northern section of the Great Valley was water, flowing from the nearby mountains. The farmers on this land harvested rich crops. Dairy farming prospered with green pastures and pure water. Now let's remember this fine farm in the well-watered part of the northern valley and compare it with this in the southern San Joaquin. This soil is rich. Given enough water, it could produce bountiful harvests. Only about 40 miles from this dry valley floor, but higher in the rain-moist Sierra Nevada mountains, are the giant sequoia trees. How mighty water can be in shaping the landscape. But nature had not provided water down in the valley. Millions of acres would have remained a barren waste if the men who settled this part of the Great Valley had not used their knowledge and strength to irrigate the land.